Good morning, everyone. Namaste. We are going to go ahead and call in Archangel Michael to clear, cleanse the space, all negative and lower vibrations from our mind, body, and soul, home and hearts, placing the white light of protection on us with his blue seal. And we are going to be reading out of my Ascension Manual, How to Achieve Ascension in This Lifetime. And we're going to bypass a little bit of it, not much. But we are still currently reading on chapter 1, the story of creation. And we're on the pre-Lemurian history. It says, there are two great avatars who came to Earth in the early pre-Lemurian times. The first avatar focused on the earth and energy of spiritual attunement. He came forth as a scientist through highly developed civilizations. His messages was to blend scientific and spiritual understandings. Humanity did not accept his message at this time. They weren't ready for it. So this great teacher left. He has since returned into that full-fledged co-creator state. Another great avatar was sent to Earth at a later pre-Lemurian time. He was a very tall man and he was fond of wearing silver robes. He was the first great teacher who really made an impact on Earth. His name was Lo Chi. Lo Chi anchored courage, wisdom, and love in their beginning stages. He was a war-torn civilization and began to build a spiritual community with temples all over the land. At the end of his reign, a mass ascension took place. It's awesome. The great teacher who came changed his approach and stressed the first emotional qualities and occupations rather than the scientific, as the first avatar had. Some of the greatest art was produced. However, the scientific side of society began to shut down. In a sense, a pendulum swing took place, a more masculine to a more feminine society, so it became more patriarch more than it was the feminine side, which in 2025 that is now changed. The divine feminine has been rising. So it says by Wamis, I might be chopping that, but has called these two previous mass ascension periods of spiritual harvesting. He said that we are again approaching a harvesting in this century. This has to do with the planetary logos, Sanat Kumara, and his cosmic evolution has reached another plateau. Each time he reaches one of the plateaus, it's time for a harvesting of souls of a mass ascension. We are currently completing a 6,000 year, 12,000 year, and 36,000 year cycle. Each time or more cycles come together, that period is an extremely important time. We are in that period now, and the harvesting window is approximately 100 years long. The end of the 100-year cycle is from 1995 to the year 2000. The closer to the end of this 100-year cycle, the greater harvesting to be incarnated at this time in history is a very great opportunity. So it says electrical wars. It was also in the pre-Lemurian period that the planet Earth was attacked by the electrical ones. Never heard of them. A group of beings from another planet who wanted to take it over. Humanity began to defend itself, and this war lasted 500 years. Wow. Earthlings eventually won this battle, and the electrical ones were really evil, but simply scientists weren't really evil, but simply scientists looking for a new place to live. They came from a very great distance. This war is part of the spaceships that still exist in the day in the race consciousness for the electrical ones, took people and animals aboard ships and did painful experiments on them. A lot of our present day fixations and patterns of attack defense programs programming to stem from this period of Earth's history, which that would make a lot of sense of why people think that aliens might be demonic or whatever the case may be, because maybe they had experienced those in previous lifetimes where the electrical ones did that to them. That has been taken care of, that is no longer in existence, so you don't have to worry about that anymore. Do your own research. The electrical ones actually seeking to bring the technology of the light to the planet and aid in the trip back to source. Humanity and the Earth, however, were moving on the planet Earth. The Earth and humanity were saying that they wanted to learn everything they could within the densest part of physicality. A truce was finally declared after 500 years of war, and many of the electrical ones left, promising to Earth when the Earth was ready. Some staying in specific areas given to them. The electrical ones stimulated an impatience for this downward materialistic cycle. So I will leave it at that. Next, we're going to go on to Atlantis and Lemuria, which I cannot wait to read on. But just know, obviously, this book was written a little bit ago because they were talking about things. Yeah, this was written in 1994. So just as a lot of stuff in life, timelines can change. And it really depends on where we are at in this as humanity. So some things were projected to take place that might not have took place when the book was written. So keep that in mind. Use your discernment. Do your own research. But I love this book, and I cannot wait to get into it further. So I love you all. Have a blessed day, and namaste.